Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm gonna react to the latest update to Island Raid that's coming up in about 2 weeks from now. So basically, the update is going to make some changes, and now they're gonna have a new coin plunder gameplay. So according to here, outposts produce prism coins from the second day of the event. Alliances can declare war to plunder prism coins from outposts belonging to other alliances. Declaring war. War can only be declared on outposts during the event. Alliances can directly attack and raid the outpost they have declared war upon, regardless of whether their territories are connected. So my first impression of that is it feels like it's Genesis War, where those defensive buildings and the science hub gives you points essentially. So it looks like the Prism Coins is the new Island Raids version of that. They're also going to have a temporary helipad during the war declaration period. Alliances can construct a temporary helipad at any location on the map to allow Alliance members to relocate near it. The temporary helipad will incinerate after the declaration period ends. So again, it kind of sounds similar to Genesis War, where you can take over certain towers, and after the battle window is over, they incinerate. So in this case, it's going to be a temporary helipad that will incinerate after the declaration period is over. Plundered prism coins will be included in the combined coin rankings from third day of the event and counted in the event rankings. So I'm not really sure what that means, but from the sound of it, when you take over the outposts, you get coins, and then when you plunder other people's outposts, you can take their coins and add it to your number of coins collected. So on the third day, everything gets added up. At least that's my interpretation of it. A new Miasma zone has been added to the center of the map. Players can't construct watchtowers in the Miasma zone or relocate shelters there. The Miasma zone will dissipate once the required buildings are open. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of this Miasma zone is, but it kind of feels like Archipelago Raid, where you have gates and you can't access certain areas until a certain day, and you can't construct buildings in that area during a certain day. So it's kind of like a way for this event to restrict certain areas. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Added speed rescue. During the event, Elixir Heal will be added to the hospital that allows you to use rescue elixirs to immediately heal wounded units. While evacuating, 65% of wounded troops in the hospital will be returned, and the aid station will return a percentage of lost troops daily. So this kind of feels like Archipelago Raid also, that they gave you those healing aids that you can use to get your troops back at the end of the event. But it sounds like, based on the description here, you can use it during the event. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's going to be after the event, much like Archipelago Raid. So we'll find out when this comes out. Next, War Meets War adjustment. The original War Meets War event will be converted into Island Trial event that grants trial coins. An island store will be added. So this one sounds pretty much the same as the one in Archipelago Raid, where you have that store. I think it's called a Journey Store, and you can use the points after the event to purchase items. In terms of rule adjustments, the duration event will be changed to 3 days. I think this is a good idea because I think 5 days is way too long and people will start getting bored after 5 days. I think 3 days is the sweet spot for Island Raid. I personally think even Archipelago Raid is way too long, so I think 3 days for events is the sweet spot. Registration. Alliances with 50 or more active members with shelter level 16 or above can register to take part. So it sounds like instead of having 40 active members, you need 50, but the shelter level is going to be 16, so it's going to be lower. So they will allow more players to play at a lower shelter level, which kind of makes it more accessible. Although in this game, it's kind of interesting because there's a limited amount of alliances that can register. So as you can see here on the Warzone division, alliances will be split into 3 war zones based on alliance might. So there's the Apex, Elite, and Fearless war zones, and there's going to be 2,200 alliance in total that can participate. So they're making it more accessible for lower players to join the event, but there's still a limited amount of alliances that can actually participate in this event. Next, alliance building materials production. Helipads continuously produce alliance building materials, occupy settlements to increase their production. So this one just sounds like Archipelago Raid, where when you take over those towers, you get cement. So in this case, you get the materials that can be used to build towers. Added battle participation preference system. Alliance members can state their preference in participating battles. An alliance officer can consider their preferences when registering for war events. So that feature looks like it's under your alliance, and if you click here on the top, you can choose what your preference is for alliance raid. You can rest or you can join the battle. So I'm not sure if that will allow you to opt out of events without having to drop out of the alliance, or if it means it's just a preference thing and you still have to drop off the alliance when the event starts, or maybe it's going to be like Pompeii where you can pick and choose who you're going to register into the event itself. So I guess we'll find out once the event starts on what that actually means. Next, there's added alliance coalitions. Alliances can form coalitions. Once formed, the other alliances and coalition will be marked in a special color and will be protected from attacks during field battles to prevent accidental friendly fire. So this is like Archipelago Raid. Once the teams has been set and the color of your teammate becomes changed to, I believe it's orange. So it looks like this is a similar kind of effect. And I think it's also funny because Island Raid in the past is known for backstabbing. So I think this is also to prevent backstabbing in a way. There's also a new added award system. Alliance leaders can distribute merit chests to Alliance members based on their performance. So this one is similar to Genesis War and Archipelago Raid. And then the next few updates is not Island Raid related. So I'm not going to cover it because it's not for Island Raid specifically. Anyways, that's about it for this video and my thoughts on this major changes to Island Raid. It feels like it's going to be the same Island Raid map, but how the Island Raid itself works is going to completely change. I feel like they may have overcomplicated it. What I like about the old Island Raid was because it was so simple, but we'll find out once it starts if it's better than the old Island Raid or if the old Island Raid is superior to the new changes. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.